Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, and what do we have on the bench? Is this another Twin Hammers clone? You ask. Well, in some ways, the stylings kind of look like it, yes. But it is different than the WL Toys 12428 and all those other ones that look like the Twin Hammers, because this, oh, I just kind of revealed my favorite part of it. No, but this is independent front and rear suspension. These are just friction shocks. You can see they're see-through actually. You can see through the plastic there. So I'm not sure how durable these will be. I guess we'll find out. But I'll tell you what, this is made by Haiboxing or HBX. And we had a little yellow HBX thruster or something like that on here before. And we abused it, and then I gave it to my brother, and his kids totally abused it, and it just kept on going and going and going. So it could take quite a bit of abuse, so it must be fairly flexible. So yeah, let's take a quick look. It's called the HBX 12815, and the main features, they say, are the four-wheel drive, splash water resistant, but this is interesting, metal diff and ball bearings all throughout. It's got ball bearings, which is great. And the roll cage and the spare wheel, which we'll look at in just a second. I just want to get the box out of the way. They get in the way, and I don't want it up there. But we'll notice that the batteries are not the typical 2S that you see in a lot of cars. These are running two singular 1S batteries that are both 1500 milliamp hour, 3.7 volts. And so these paired up become a 7.4 volt battery at still 1500 milliamp hour, but it runs in these little compartments on each side, so everything centered throughout this truck keeps the weight distributed pretty evenly. So I kind of like what they've done with that design there. We're going to keep looking around the car here real quick, and we'll see it's all plastic arms. It does have threaded metal steering linkages here, so those are able to be adjusted, but it doesn't have a way to adjust it from the middle here, so you have to either take it off and spin it, or just grab onto that and just destroy the threads in the middle, which are not going to be used, and is something that you could do, and I probably in a lazy moment would do. Just being completely honest. So the body is nice looking. I like the graphics. The colors are cool. We'll take off this. It's got protective plastic over all of the body panels. But my favorite thing and my most hated thing about the other designs is how hard it is to get to the inside if you have to work on one of these. Well, they've taken care of that. It just uses two pins like so in the rear here that just pop and allow you to lift it up. And as you can see, there's a wire running here. That's because this does have LED lights installed up in the light bucket, so that's pretty cool. One thing I will note is that this is running Phillips head hardware pretty much all around. So in here you can see everything is running a Phillips, which for some people, you know, that might be a positive because they know they've got that and can work on it easily enough. And if they don't have hex drivers, which most people do now, but still it might be a bonus to some people. I just find that they tend to strip a lot easier, because what you don't do a lot of times with Phillips head screwdrivers is get the right size Phillips head for the screw head that you're working with, and you strip them out, whereas hex screws you pretty much have to. All right, so let's get that cleaned out there. It does come with a spare tire, which we will just go ahead and throw on there real quick, because it also comes with the screw and a screwdriver to work on this car right in the box. So everything you need is right here. Make sure our Phillips heads on our tires even are locked in there, and so this is just going to tap right into the plastic. So we'll just quickly throw it in. Bada boom. Now we've got that cool rock racer look to it. I like the kind of chromed out wheels with this look. These are of course plastic. These tires are pretty grippy, and there is foam in there. There's a little driver's head if you want to look at some of the scale details that they've done with it. But this one is running a brushed motor. It's a 390 size motor in here. You can see everything is visible and easy to work on. We've got our servo right here. And it has a servo saver. It's the kind of the breakaway kind that's got the little pivoted part. I don't know, I'm not using my words very well there. Anyway, it does have a servo saver in there. There's a metal drive shaft running through the middle, and then we've got the combined ESC and receiver module here with the little antenna. It has the extra auxiliary that's really pulling tight right now on the LED lights. So has a little heat sink on that motor, goes into our gearbox in the back, which will then run that through to the front for rear wheel drive. As you can see, it is running an open differential, and both the front and rear. There's some adjustability for the shocks, and I've seen a couple of videos already where people have taken these and they've gone ahead and put a brushless motor in there and some other upgrades. I almost wonder about this tire in the rear. It's going to make it kind of bouncy, but we'll give it a go with it on there and see how it does, just because it looks so good. The controller, let's get to that. Very basic plastic grip on it here. It's got throttle trim, steering reverse, and on-off switch, and an aux button here. We'll see if that turns the lights on and off. That'd be kind of cool. Looking underneath, it's going to take 2 AA batteries dropped into here, and that's it. It looks like just 2 batteries. That's nice. The charger it comes with is powered by USB, so we don't have to worry about it having the wrong end on it. So that's nice. You just plug it into your USB charger and charge these guys up. I did charge mine up already. That's why it was already out of the box. Quick look here. You get the manual talking about the charger and how you can charge it. Different ways depending on which one you get. But we got USB charger B. Oh, look at this. It comes with a bunch of stickers. Different numbers you can run even. That's kind of cool. 77, 18. No wussies. I like that. That's kind of funny. So a bunch of them. 4-wheel drive. That means that my batteries are done charging. Alright, so let's go ahead and just put some of these stickers on here while we're at it. What do you think we're going for first? Yeah, you guessed it. No wussies. Put this down here. We're gonna match the other side just for fun. All my batteries are finishing charging. There we go. I think some numbers would be pretty cool on it. Let's put them back here. I almost put it in the wrong spot. Oh, maybe we should be funny and do different numbers on each side. Boom. And then it's got some protector logos, orange and gray. I kind of like the orange. They look cool, like right here-ish. Bada boom, bada bing. And let's throw a CCxRC sticker on the front here for good measure. Boom. Ciao. All right. Uh-oh, I made it a boo-boo. I put my sticker on the plastic. So it's gonna peel right off. Guess it wasn't meant to be. Oh no, we did it to this side too. There, now that looks pretty good. All right, the last things that we have to do are install the batteries. Slide it in like so. Grab our little battery covers, and they're just gonna pop over. Click. Flip it around the other side. Do the same thing. Here, click. Put in our 2 body clips. And the power switch is here on the side. It's actually got a little marking for it You see it in there? Backwards, it's on. Whoa. Throttle trim was off. All right, let's see how she does. All right, guys, so we've got it out here with the GPS dynamite speedometer on it, and we're gonna give you a quick speed test on it. I don't think it's gonna go super fast, so we're not gonna worry too much about the speed test here. Just to give you a basic idea of speed. We'll go by at full speed, which is this. Pretty slow. It's fast enough for fun. Little bash around vehicle, but nothing to really do any speed runs with, that's for sure. Brakes are very active. And we've got 16 miles an hour. Now let's just go have some fun with it. Ooh. Did we break it already? No. So what I'm curious is how these independent suspension are gonna make it handle. Seems to be pretty good. It's bouncy like the rest of them, but it's a little different. It's soaking it up pretty good. Now it's also not quite as fast as those other ones either, so that might be part of it. But not really running into any rollover issues with it so far. I think that's also just the way that it's planting the suspension and it's working. But overall, fun little buggy to run around. I know that everybody's wanted to ask, have we taken off any sweet jumps? Not yet. We'll take it off of something. Haven't decided what yet. Yeah, so it handles pretty well actually. I would say that like the thruster, the controls on this are pretty good. Nice little jump there. Again, this would be one where I could see where you might, do some upgrades to it. Switch out the suspension, put a little better motor in it. I probably wouldn't go too crazy with it just because then you're going to start having to worry about diffs and all that, but you could definitely add a little bit more speed, I think, to this without it being an issue for the diff. Because it's not really going that fast to start with. So I think the diffs could handle a little bit more than what is being thrown at them at the moment. Alright guys, so we're just out here running. Oh, slap wheelie. Oh, flipped and back on its wheels. You can get extra batteries from this if you want to have more run time. Gearbest sells them, but you can also pick them up on Amazon. It's a pretty standard size. A lot of people say that it's like the batteries they use for their vapes, so it is something where you can get them from Amazon. Don't need to get necessarily Haiboxing ones, but you can get the 3.7 volt 1500 milliamp hour. A lot of them you'll be able to tell the size. It just looks like a large AA battery, a little bigger than that, but that kind of shaping. But it's a pretty standard battery. But yeah, this thing's handling all right out here. I definitely like the way that these handle with the independent suspension. I know the other is much more scale looking, I guess, to what a lot of people like to run with the solid axle in the rear, but I think the handling of the independent suspension on these is just better. I'm not rolling it nearly as much as I do with the independent or the solid axles. So that's just one thing I've noticed. And the suspension too, not being on those trailing arms, you're not getting the same amount of kick off the back end where it really, when it lands, it kind of flips from the other ones because it's so bouncy. This tends to land a little bit more even. So I think that the handling of this, as far as performance goes, is probably better than a lot of those, which I'd have probably been walking the walk of shame a lot more than I have with this one, because it just tends to land a little bit better. Trying to think of what I'm going to do back here in the backyard. One of my Christmas presents was a load of dirt and a tractor to haul it around with. So I've got that. That's going to be coming here. I don't know if I'm going to do it this month or next. It's been so muddy. Don't really want to bring a tractor back here. Everything's so wet. But I think I'll let it dry out a little bit and then be thinking about where I want to put some jumps and what I want it to look like, so I can have a little bit of a playground out here. Eventually those land wave ramps will also be coming back here as part of this playground. So we won't just have the dirt jumps, we will have the land wave ramps and probably put these kickers up on the top to really send it. So land waves are kind of a flat takeoff, which will be great for the bigger vehicles, but I think for the smaller ones I'm going to definitely want to send them higher. But yeah, this thing's definitely handling pretty good. Nice slap wheelie, enjoyable to drive. I always get yelled at when I say ages for these things because I know what I'm used to driving, and so this feels slow to me. But for somebody that's not in the hobby, maybe first RC car, this could be great. Get you used to controlling it when it's coming back at you. It jumps well, lands well. You know, the other thing with speed that you end up with is you end up with brakes. When you land wrong or you crash into things, they're more likely to break. So this could be just a good way to get yourself used to it. Because normally I'd say that maybe this would be good for, like, you know, an 8 to 12-year-old. And people would say that they're 16 and would love to have this thing. So 18, you know, whatever. So I hate to give ages anymore, but it's definitely more capable than a lot of stuff you'd pick up at big box stores here in the US. Has some hobby grade components to it, you know, that you can fix and swap out. It's easy to get at the stuff as well because of the way that the cage is. So we will be ending our little review with this. I won't be doing much more with this one. There's not much more for me to do with it. I've just got too many RCs and too many to keep doing, so let's bring it down the slide. Haha. All right, guys, so there you have it. The HBX Protector 12815. Fun little car, LED lights up front. And yeah, for around 80 bucks, it gets it out and running for you. Independent suspension. My favorite part is that the cage just kind of flips right up. So if you do want to change out the servo or the motor, super easy to get in there and do that. And again, check out some of the other videos on YouTube. I know that there's people that have gone and upgraded the motor on it, and they've gone brushless. So that'll be something cool to check out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, have fun RCing. We'll catch you next time.